Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Subrata Sarker, a mechanical engineer working in manufacturing industry since last 22 years. Today I'll discuss one of my favorite topic, that is SMAD, single minute exchange of die. In a simple way, the quick changeover process from one process to another process. Though the subject is typically for the engineers who are into the manufacturing industry, but the concept can be used for any domestic or any industry actually. This is a Toyota, is a world-leading automotive manufacturing company. The chief engineer of Toyota, Shingo, in 1955, this invented this single-minute exchange of die process. Now, we all know that in manufacturing sector, there is a continuous improvement is a standard. You can say directives, so that every day you do a lot of improvements in different areas, like in terms of the 5As, in terms of the visual display, full Kanban, or the this TPM, and the lot of the Poka Yoka, etc. So that quick changeover is one of the things actually which we are today discussing. That is SMAD, single minute exchange of die. Now, what is SMAD? If we say that it is basically how to you can reduce the setup time when you are changing from one operation or one process to another process. So for example, suppose you are doing welding for the steel plates, and then you have to change the welding to the aluminium metal. Then you have to do a lot of changes, like your welding nozzle tip needs to be changed, your welding filler material needs to be changed, your current needs to be changed, your voltage needs to be changed. So how quickly you can do this changing actually? So this is actually SMAD, single minute exchange of die. It is not always that you are going to change the die, okay? And it can be changed in the offices also, not necessarily you have to, all these things are only factory environment can applicable. Suppose a person is doing some account department working on payable, then immediately needs to work for the receivable, so he needs to shift from different areas. So these are things actually when he suppose so this that wastage of time between two process actually, this is very much a concern actually, for which customer is not paying. So as much as we can reduce this process time actually, non-valuable time, so that is is the improvement in the process actually. Now, actually, when this background, if we discuss the background or history of this SMAD, in Japan, actually, you all know that there is a very less floor space is a constraint in Japan. Now, the automotive production during the time, this so inventory, excess inventory, keeping excess inventory, the space was a issue actually. So they brainstorm what can be done. So they are making this so what they will they handle this batch quantity is very important actually. So for not even changing one batch to another batch, so they are making small group depending on the market requirement, instead of keeping stacked so many thousands and hundreds of products actually, because space was and inventory was also in issues actually for that. So in that times actually these SMAD, single minute exchange of die concept came, because say one model you were making 500 number card, then another model come. So how this quickly this line can be set up, change can be done. So from that time actually this concept of SMAD actually came actually. Now the SMAD, at what extent it can work actually, if you say that SMAD can you can do this one day's work in 1 hour, it can go up to that extent actually. In 2012 I visited this General Motor factory in Detroit for one day, and I've seen there this car assembly line, one of the model. Every 5 minutes one finished car came out from the this manufacturing line. So it means that the highest length of operation time for making a car was the 5 minutes. So this way, but in 5 minutes one car can come out manufacturing. So commonly we just, it's out of our thinking process actually. So, but it happens actually the way it can be possible, the way you set up your manufacturing process. Now this changeover, this say we all know this in our desktop. There are the shortcut is kept for. Suppose we need to open our Excel file, so we need to go to the program, then Microsoft Office, then Microsoft Office to Excel, PowerPoint, Words, like that. We need to go 4 or 5 places. But instead that, if we keep a shortcut of Excel on the desktop, we just give a single click. So that is one of the SMED also. So SMED is doesn't only manufacturing, only production line. It can be taken. It can be taken. This concept can be used by any industry. IT is also using this SMED concept. So concept is very important. Now how you can apply in different field. It depends on actually. Now you can see there are benefits. If we summarize the benefits of SMED, so it's better quality and there's less variations in the quality, and there is a lower cost. Manufacturing cost will be less. There is a better worker utilization that will be through SMED. You can do this actually. So this. Sometimes there's how to do this SMED concept is that you have to use this highly skilled set of personnel. That is very important. That is needed actually in SMED. You have to set up, but you need the expert people actually who can immediately change the setup. So along with the automation, this human touch is very much important in SMED. This. And in SMED, you need to batch size is very important. Like if batch size is very big, or it takes a few days or a lot of time in single batch, then this SMED effects is less actually. And when batch size is smaller, the importance or the effectiveness of SMED is much more important actually. So steps are number 1 is to observe, record and analyze of your existing process, recognize your internal process and external process, and move the internal process into external process, streamline all the activities, keep the things actually ready by side by side. You'll see you may have seen in some television program in Discovery Channel or Sports Channel how this racing car are is checked up and their tire got changed. You can see here in this picture. So car comes fast, very fast track, and there may be 15-20 people are ready with their tools and set up equipment, and immediately they can change. You can see here in this video, this car has come, everything will start. Maybe in 10 seconds this preventive maintenance is done on this car. So this is what actually this is the FME, the ultimate of SMED, single minute exchange of die. And there is there are phases of setup direction. Obviously, to implement this SMED, there are step by steps you need to go. In one day you cannot do, because in SMED a lot of things needs to work parallel. Say in one tire change it takes 10 minutes. So you put 4 people on the 4 corner of the car. So in 10 minutes 4 tire can be changed also. So in this way, so if you split the processes and do the parallel processing, so then you can get the best effects of the SMED. So if you find this presentation is interesting and informative, you can share with your friends, and you can subscribe my YouTube channel so that you can get the notification for my upcoming presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.